Good day, everyone. It's Mike Berger again with NC Planning, bringing you another daily counsel video. In today's video, I wanted to talk a little bit about something that comes up and is coming up more and more as of late in our business advisory kind of role. As general counsel, we're talking with a lot of business owners, and something that continually comes up is what are we doing amidst COVID-19, amidst the changing landscape to pivot or shift in our business models? So I thought it would be useful today to talk about three of the keys that I looked at and talk about when I talk about pivoting your business model with clients, consulting again during this pandemic, that we're looking at changes in the way that we do business every day. And look, there are literally dozens of things that you want to consider, but I wanted to boil down the top three that I think of when thinking about pivoting or shifting your business model. So the first one, I talk about identifying or looking at an emerging customer or client need, right? As our landscape changes, we're going to see new needs or new pain points arise for customers, for clients, for patients. And we really need, as business owners, to think about those pain points, those emerging needs, and how we can adjust to them, how we can bring some thoughtful solution to them in really two primary areas. One, I think about productivity, and two, I think about compliance. Producing a useful solution for your client, for your patient, for your customer, and helping them in complying with everyday business in a new and changing landscape. The way that I like to boil down identifying the problem, adapting to it, and shifting or pivoting to a solution is really think about the problem, right? And identify the solution and how we can implement it. Number two, review your market, review your client base, your patient base, your customer base, and think about potentially segmenting your market into different categories. Perhaps you are a business owner that is used to sort of providing one line of business to one particular customer base, and in a changing environment, you may need to shift that and move to a different customer base. So to give you an example there, maybe you're a restaurant owner, and for years you've done a lot of servicing for your customers coming in, eating at your restaurant, and right now that could be challenging. Could we maybe reach out to some of those old customers that were coming in the door who are maybe now cooking at home? Maybe reach out to some folks who were stay-at-home bodies before who are cooking at home, and maybe do some YouTube videos or whatnot on tips and techniques and how we cook in the kitchen. So again, thinking about what you offer in the way of value, in the way of product, in the way of service, thinking about your market, and sort of segmenting it and shifting it into a new demographic, if you will, a new customer base that might find value and usefulness in what you're offering. And the third thing I think about as a top three when pivoting is focus on your product and service features. Right? So maybe you have a product, maybe you have a service, and maybe those features have been utilized in a way before. And now as we shift, as we move into a post-COVID-19 market, as a pandemic market, maybe there are new ways that customers, clients, patients can find your services new and useful. Pay attention to how your customers have used your product in the past, used your service in the past, and maybe now how you're seeing a change in that and how they're shifting or pivoting to use your services or your products as we go forward. Maybe you've been used to using a payroll company provider, for instance, as a business owner, to just run your payroll month in, month out. But now you find you have more and more questions regarding how to pay your employees. If I'm that payroll company, I'm starting to think about, I'm seeing new emerging pain points. I'm thinking about new products and services that are developing from that. I'm thinking that, well, these customers that used us to run payroll for all these years now have sort of a consulting basis need. They need guidance through how payroll and paychecks are balanced to our staff, to our employees, in compliance with the CARES Act, with the PPP loans and things like that. And so now something that was very much a service sort of routine has become maybe morphing into more of a consulting. So that's what I mean when I talk about focusing on that service or product feature and looking at how it's being changed or how it's being used newly by your customer base. Finally, as I close, when I think about business pivoting, and I just want to bring you a bit of humor. I think about this. I'm going to do a quick screen share here if I can, and get to something that I was looking at earlier. Give me 1 second. Bear with me as I fumble through on my screen share. But I thought it would be good to share with you something I think about whenever I think about business pivoting.
Here we go. Pivot. 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 Pivot.
And that can go on, but for those of you who are Friends fans, that's one of my favorite episodes, one of my favorite sequences with Ross trying to move that couch up the stairs and just shouting pivot. So whether it's you shouting it to your team, shouting it to yourself, think pivot, think how to deliver value, how to shift in the market, and how you can bring change as we work through this ever-changing landscape together. I hope you found this informative. I hope you found it entertaining. If you're following us on YouTube, please give us a like and a subscribe. And until next time, stay safe, and we'll talk with you again soon.